everyone, and welcome back to another FurriFingers puppet making tutorial. Today we're going to be showing you how we make our dino head pattern from foam, and this is definitely one of our more popular head patterns, and it was requested by our Patreons as the next head shape that we released after the snoz. So hopefully you enjoyed that tutorial, and let's get started making a dino head shape. So pause the screen here really quickly and have a quick look at the information and the materials that are needed. This pattern is linked in the description, as well as a full PDF written walkthrough with the patterns, with all of the files that you will need. So if you go ahead and download that, then this is going to be the visual walkthrough for people who learn a little bit better with a video version. I know I do. Written instructions very frequently go right over my head, so here is the video version for those who are visual learners. And the first step you're going to want to do is print out the pattern on A4 paper at 100% scale. You should have a head pattern, 2 mouthplate pieces, a cheek piece, and a triangular nose insert piece. So 5 pieces in total, and we're now going to get started with our reticulated foam. So we use 15mm reticulated foam, but you can use thinner foam, thicker foam, upholstery foam, anything that you have to get started with. Don't be intimidated by the need for professional materials. Not at the beginning, definitely not. But get started drawing around your pattern on your foam. Now there is a section marked out on the pattern where the nose insert is going to go later, so just make sure that you add some pen to mark those 2 sections, because that's going to be important when we come to the gluing stage. But other than that, go nice and neatly around the edge of your pattern. Now you can cut out your foam in many ways. We are going to use a bandsaw, but you can use scissors, you can use a craft knife. And also, once you've played around with the pattern a little bit, you can take it from the paper pattern to something a little bit more durable. We use wood, sometimes we 3D print them, you can laser cut them, just because the paper pattern can get damaged or, folded up, worn out, that sort of thing. So instead of having to reprint it all the time, you can just get it cut out in something a little bit more durable, but that's for the future. Don't worry about that just yet. So once we have the nose insert, 2 pieces of the head shape, you're also going to need 2 pieces of the cheek insert section. Now we cut out so much foam every single day that we invested in a bandsaw. Just to make it really efficient, you can go through several pieces at once, but for your first pattern, a pair of scissors will work absolutely fine. So cut out all of the pieces of your foam. Don't forget, you can pause this video at any time, you can refer to the written instructions, you can ask questions in the comments. We definitely want to help, so just let us know if you have any questions or if something isn't clear. Here we're just showing a quick demonstration of using a craft blade instead of the bandsaw. On the triangular nose section, you only need 1 of these cut out for this pattern, and also, as I said, you can use a nice sharp pair of scissors. Please be careful, everyone, around blades and scissors and glues. Obviously these are all tricky practices, so caution is recommended. But here you have your 5 pieces of the head pattern cut out and ready to glue. Now, where you marked the A to B section on the tip of the puppet's nose, just drag that down the side of the foam as well, so that it's nice and clear for when you're gluing. Just like that, so you know exactly where to stop. Now, feel free to pause the screen here. This is a little guide for the gluing in the next section, where you're going to want to add them and where you're not going to want to glue yet. So refer back to that. And we use contact adhesive, so we get this question all the time. We use Evo Stick contact adhesive. It is definitely the best that we've worked with. But you can also use hot glue for this. It will work just as easily. You just have to be pretty careful to make sure that you don't burn yourself. But make sure that you don't apply it too heavily as well, because it can take a long time to dry and be really frustrating. So just a nice, thin, even layer. We use these squeezy bottles because, again, we get through them quite quickly. So we get through a bottle of contact adhesive before it would go off. But anyway, once you have added your glue to all of the sides apart from the mouth and the neck of the puppet, I'm just going to quickly show the guide again. So add glue to wherever the green lines are, and do not add glue to the mouth plate or the neck just yet. Then you're going to put both of the sides of the head to the side and let the glue start to dry whilst you add in the triangular nose section. And you're going to want to add glue to both of the sides, but not the bottom. That will be glued when we get to the mouthplate section, which we will show you in just a minute. So let the glue dry on the sides, and then we're going to be ready to start pressing the foam together to form the shape. And just as a visual demonstration of where the triangle part is going to go, you're going to have the flat bottom part is going to line up with the puppet's mouth plate, and the point of the triangle is going to line up with the line that we drew earlier from the A to B section. But the first piece that we're going to press together is the dart in the top of the puppet's head, so just the small little opening. Press those two bits together on both sides of the head. Then line up the chin sections and press those together starting at the back, and then you can just pinch the two pieces of foam together and hopefully the glue should be dry enough that it holds them. So these are the two pieces that you should have so far. And then starting from the back of the puppet's head, press those carefully together, line up the two darts in the middle just to make sure that everything is even before you close together the middle sections. And now it's time to add in the triangle nose insert, again the flat part at the bottom. So line up the bottom and press it gently towards that line that you added in earlier across the foam. And you can take your time with this step just to make sure that it is nice and accurate, because otherwise the front of the puppet's face could look a little bit distorted. But once that is in place, you can move on to the other side and again line up the bottom of the triangle with the bottom of the top of the mouth plate, and then the point of the triangle with that line we added in the foam, and then pinch the rest of it together. And just like that, this is starting to look like a dino already. And this is just such a fun head shape. We've used it for many different things over the years. Dinosaurs, dragons, humans, different creatures. It's just a really fun and versatile shape, and it's got a great overbite. And the next section that we're going to glue are the cheeks, which help puff out the expression a little bit more, helps the puppet look quite smiley once the mouth plate is added in. So we're going to grab our contact adhesive again and add in some glue to the holes that we cut out for the cheeks. Remember to take your time with this, and practice makes perfect. So nice and thinly spreading the glue so that it dries nice and quickly and evenly, and then set that to the side and move on to gluing the cheek sections. So these are the two little cutouts that we have for the cheeks, so add your glue to all of the curved edges but not the right angle. Then, once the glue is dry and the pieces feel ready, start by gluing the very edges of the cheeks together before feeding in the middle section. As the cheek section is bigger than the hole that we've cut, it will help push that foam out and make the puppet look smiley. This is definitely a tricky process and can take lots of practice, so don't worry if it can look a little bit uneven and maybe a little bit messy the first few times you do this. This can take a little bit of practice. But the foam will stretch and the puppet will look good. Don't worry, you can do this. Now we're going to move on to the mouth plate section of this video. So we actually have an entire mouth plate building walkthrough where we show you how to make them out of cardboard, plastic, wood, and our 3D printed mouth plates. So that will be linked if you would like a more in-depth, complete walkthrough of how to build a mouth plate. The mouth plate pattern will come with your download, and we always want to say that there should be at least ½ an inch, 3/4 of an inch between your two pieces of mouth plate, just so that it can move nice and freely. Of course, the more distance you put between the two pieces, you will have more movement and more freedom. We generally use about 3/4 of an inch, and that worked well for this puppet. So add your contact adhesive to the back of both pieces of your mouth plate, whatever material you're using. You can reuse an old Amazon box, you can use an old ice cream tub lid, anything. It doesn't have to be professional materials. Glue that down onto your piece of fleece, whatever colour you would like for the inside of your mouth plate. And then add glue all around the edges of the bottom of your mouth plate, because that is how you're going to glue it into the foam of the puppet's head. Now we have the optional step here of adding the mouth straps. You don't have to do this. This is just something we like to do for a little bit of comfort, I suppose. I show you how to do this in more depth in the mouthplate video, so you can head over there and watch that if you would like the full walkthrough. But once all of that is ready to go, you can trim the fleece around the mouthplate and then press the plastic or the cardboard or whatever you use into the foam border of your puppet's lip. Press it together gently, try not to get any contact adhesive on the fleece of the puppet's mouth, as we have done thousands of times. Line up the corner of the mouth plate with the right angle that was cut into the cheek section. And once everything is pressed together, you are going to have a dino puppet head made from foam, ready to go. This can be turned into absolutely anything. Of course, it's called the dino head shape because that's what we developed it for. But don't let that limit your imagination. This can be covered in anything. This can be furry, this can be fleecy, this can be covered in terry cloth, it can be covered in thrifted materials, absolutely anything. It can be painted, it can be flocked. Here's just a few examples of some puppets that we have created using this head shape. And of course, it can also be modified if you decided that you wanted one with a more exaggerated jaw or anything. So thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. Don't forget there is a link to the pattern down in the description. And thank you so much to our Patreon members for supporting our content, for suggesting this video. Head over there if you would like some early access to more of these tutorials in the future. Leave us a comment and we will see you very, very soon.